Hey everybody, welcome to Athena After Dark. Thing one, and I realized that we muted the microphone again. We caught it first up. You missed that really great intro. So anyway, hope you had a great weekend and you're off to a really good start for this week. It's going to be a good week. And well, this is Athena After Dark. If you're just tuning in for the first time, this is home of the 5 good things. Tell yourself 5 good things. Ask your friends to give you 5 good things. It'll turn your day around when you got a frown, and it might change somebody else's perspective on how the world is right then, right now. So we need all the positivity we can get. So here goes. Shout outs to everybody who watches every week. Those of you who message in, I'm getting there. We're getting better at this thing. We appreciate you watching, and those of you that watch it afterwards and click on and view, thank you. Anyone who can subscribe on YouTube, we greatly appreciate it. We're close to getting our own channel name, so that's awesome. Yay. Thing one's still around. Obviously, the food's pretty good. He's still pushing buttons for me and stuff like that, so we're really good with that. Again, we're making small changes as we go. We're adding some stuff, taking some stuff out. And we appreciate you sticking with us as we learn as we go along. All right. Fun coming up is the High Seas Rally, October 29th through November 5th. And go and see everyone on the ship. I believe the Parawits, Jody and Dave are going to be there. Chris Callan from Cycle Source. So many people. Yeah, so it's going to be a ton of fun, motorcycle fun on a boat. I get seasick, so I'm not even going to say I'm confused about it, even slightly, maybe just a little bit. And then, of course, the Lone Star Rally is in Galveston, Texas, and that's November 3rd through the 6th. Miss Heather from Cycle Source will be there with her sister, so if you get a chance to meet them, go and have some fun. It's a bang-up time. I'm in a facetious mood today, so I'm going to do my best to behave myself as little as possible. So I hope everybody enjoys. All right, so we're going to get on to 5 good things. We have a great guest tonight, our really good friend, Miss Felicia Morgan. I'm excited about that. So Joe from Ipswich, New York. He says, I'm riding south for the winter. I am retired as of today, and I'm ready to go. Good for you, Joe. I'm glad that you got to retire, and you're going to do something excellent. You're riding south. It's kind of like flying south for the winter so you can be a snowbird permanently. I'm all about that. Florida's, well, I hope you're coming to Florida. I don't know how far south you're going, but anything south of where it snows is a good place to be about this time of year. So sorry about everybody who's freezing already. Really crazy weather we're having. So Samantha from Copper Ridge, Georgia. I rode the Tail of the Dragon last weekend. I did it thanks to your pep talk. This young lady was emailing me and asking me questions, and I had to tell her a story about how on our Chicks from 66 ride, I wanted to forego the dragon or the rattlesnake and going into Oatman because of the fact that I was trying to ride a big old Ultra Limited, which is huge. It's like a monstrous motorcycle, and it's 191 almost hairpin turns in 9 miles, going up like thousands of feet, donkeys in the road, all these things. And my really good friend, Chris Summer Simmons, she reminded me that she actually, the Sidewinder, yes. Hi, Miss Lisa. Hi, Lance Baxter. Miss Chris Summer Simmons reminded me that I watched her do it on a 1915 Miss Effie when we did the cannonball. And so she's like, woman up, let's go. So I did. And I told Samantha that story, and I told her you got to go outside of your boundaries sometimes and enjoy the adventure of it. And it was really cool. And I was really happy I did it. Very much so. So good for you, Samantha. And take those trips. Ride everywhere you can. Be free. Enjoy yourself. There's very little time on this earth. You never know how long it's going to be. So do what you can to make it the best. Madeline from Franklin, West Virginia. My son, who is 6 and autistic, said motorcycle today out of nowhere, and he rarely speaks. That, when I read that, almost made me cry because of all the things that inspire so many children. It doesn't matter. I had a really hard upbringing, and motorcycles, I tell people all the time, they saved my life. So in a lot of different areas of perspectives, I learned what to do, what not to do. It's a good thing. And I'm so happy for you, because if you're going to have a good word in your vocabulary, no matter who you are, motorcycle and vroom vroom, those are the best ones. So, All right, Jerry from Key West, Florida. I'm getting ready to take my motorcycle on my boat and travel around the world, literally. How freaking awesome. Again, I get seasick, so I don't really get the concept of the boat thing, but I do understand putting the motorcycle on the boat and going to places that you can't ever really get to just by riding your motorcycle. So fantastic to you. Send pictures. If you send pictures, I will post them. I will give you updates. Okay, and Brad from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I just bought a 1952 Panhead. It's always been my dream to own a Panhead. Good for you, Brad. Excellent. Join the Antique Motorcycle Club of America. Meet all kinds of cool people. Go to their different events. Go to any kind of Born Free. Oh my goodness, that's another thing. Barry Wardlaw Road to Texas to Born Free with Dana. Dana Peters, good friends of ours. Accurate Engineering. So Miss Gypsy, Miss Vivian Gypsy Charles, that's her better half, her other half, however they want to look at it. But yeah, that's the place. Panheads galore, choppers galore. And if you're going more original with it, again, antique motorcycle clubs. But you can do both with that. All right, so we get the fun. Here's the fun. So this one was really interesting. No relationship shit this week. So we're getting into a real question. And I kind of felt bad for this guy. So Marvin from Chipley, Florida. I am a motorcycle mechanic who worked in a shop for 3 years and recently got fired because I did not know the torque specification for an inverted front end when asked on the spot. You're a mechanic. Do you know the torque specifications on demand? So here's the deal, Marvin. So no one can be expected to know torque specs. You can't memorize everything. Motorcycles are so vast. Parts are so vast. Every different application has something else. The manuals tell you the torque specs. So if the place that you were working wasn't okay with you going to the book and finding the torque spec for whatever question they had, again, different front ends have different applications, tensions and things like that. How you check your fall away, all those things, especially on the front end, or how you how you torque down your primary cover, when you do H patterns in your inspection cover, everything's different. There's a procedure for everything, and you find that in the book. The manufacturer's service manual gives you all those specifications. The older ones are a little more in depth with certain procedures, but that's how it goes. I was at a show in Leesburg with the Cycle Source crew, and we were doing the Grease and Gears Garage, and I was doing something on electrical, and Pat, the MC, somebody had asked if I could tell them how to, the difference, how to polarize a generator. So I was caught off guard because I right off the top of my head couldn't. But in my wallet, see, I carry things. This is polarizing generator. I keep it. It's laminated. I have a few other little Band-Aid too for when I do it because I can mess them. But these are the things that, and when you ride a bike with a generator, it's good to have these things. So, I mean, you can't know everything. You have to know where to find it. The smartest person doesn't know everything. They don't know the information. They know where to find the information. So if they didn't appreciate that about you, or they were irritated by that, then they don't really know what's going on in the world. So that's just good riddance to them, I think. And if you're all about doing some stuff, holler at me. We've been thinking about adding one to our stable. So if you're worth a shit and you give a crap about what you do, come and visit us, talk to us. Let's see. Maybe I'll be up for a new mechanic. You never know. So, well, I hope that answers your question, and I hope you move on to a place that can appreciate knowing where to find the information and not remember. How do you know? And so that's the craziest thing. Like, what if your memory is off? What if you switch one, or you transpose, or you're dyslexic or something like that? You can't count on that. The book tells you. So just keep that in mind. So good luck. Keep in touch. Let me know how it goes and where you're at in the next place. We'll help promote you. Come and see us. All right. So next, we're going to do our cultural corner. This one's a double dose tonight, so I'm really excited about this. I guess maybe I'm buttering him up so that I can get him to come on the show. My face turning red, I'm blushing. So, okay. Bikernet.com. If you don't know who Bandit is in the motorcycle world, well, you're missing out, because Keith Ball is an icon. This website is he shares his perspective along with his trusted colleagues. They bring us industry news, product reviews, event coverage, racing, crazy stuff, fiction, pretty girls, all that stuff in his cantina. Um, and you'll find tons of cool stuff at Bandit's place. So check it out. It's bikernet.com. I love that. He's one of my favorites. So, and I can honestly say that because wait, hold on. I got this over here. I know everybody's going to laugh at me. I don't care. I'm a geek. So this is my picture. It's my little heart shape, but that's an old picture of Bandit back when he wrote for Easy Riders. I have the other good one too, another heart. That's not just the only heart I have. So I have Donnie Smith rocking his awesome mullet. Oh my God, Smith Brother and Fetros. So, and they're both hamsters. So I have them both on my table. Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm a very big geek. I don't care. I'm a motorcycle geek, so I'm lucky. All right. So, and then that brings us to the product pick of the week, which is also related to that. 5-ball racing. So it's close to winter, and my husband, Don, everybody who knows me knows Don. He's incredible, tall, thin, good looking man, really long arms, and he's skinny. So finding him a leather jacket that he needed to replace his original, which is like 35 years old, his mom gave him, it was a difficult task. So we looked and we looked and we looked everywhere, and then we remembered that Bandit Keith Ball has 5-ball racing, and 5-ball is a family-owned brand with deep roots in the custom motorcycle industry. It's 3 generations of motorcycle enthusiasts that ride, build, live, and sleep motorcycles. The Ball family, born and raised in beautiful Southern California, share a vision of riding apparel. The designs are made for riders, built with their generational experience and informed by their friends, including OGs and young guns making moves on the street. They're a small company keeping classic styles available for serious riders. Their founder, Keith Bandit Ball, is a name known to most in the motorcycle industry. So Bandit used to write for Easy Riders. He's bikernet.com. It's family owned. So Don needed a jacket, and we got him a 5-ball racing jacket. That's him with the gray wolf. He looks so handsome there. That's it zipped up. This jacket is awesome. Doesn't have like the traditional collar, so the lapels don't flap around and everything. And that's it unzipped. He looks so good. Oh my goodness. Let's just get all excited. And there's the pocket. It has 2 gun pockets, which it means you can go fully loaded. Yeah, and he's got one in each pocket there, of course, showing the goods. And then the inside, the jacket is made awesome. And then Thing One's been looking for a jacket, and we even got him in there to model. Look, there he is with it. He's got his hands in there because it's got the nice slant cut pockets. It also has top pockets and a little button up pocket there. It has a place in the back for a kidney support inside the liner. It's a fantastic jacket. There's the back of it. Looks very good. Good looking guys. See, I'm surrounded by good looking guys. I'm not going to complain about that. So check it out. It's 5ballracing.com, and it's the collections, the leather jackets. They have all kinds of stuff. I mean, 5-ball racing, the whole site is ready to go. That's the place to go when you want stuff. And bikernet.com, when you want to see what's going on in the motorcycle world, as far as even EPA regulations and, things that are going on that affect us with regard to the laws and people, lawmakers, legislation, all that stuff. That's all there. You can find all that information there. And all our industry friends, they all are participants, they sponsor and send in their press releases, stuff like that. So, and he also puts in a nice article in a nice section in Cycle Source magazine because we all work together and it's a really good thing. So, okay, tonight, one of our favorites, okay, Miss Felicia Morgan. She's world-renowned Motojournalist extraordinaire. I love her to death. She's one of my closest friends. Miss Felicia is close to my heart. We've worked together, we've roomed together, we partied together, danced together, cried together, so much more. We've done a lot of things together. So this picture was in the actual announcement that went out for her to be on the show. This is a great picture. We were on a gentleman who is a part of our heart that we lost, Charlie Bretzel. He wanted to make a movie, and we did the movie Rough Boys. It's my favorite picture of Miss Felicia and Charlie. I actually sent her that print so that she had it, because she rarely, as a photographer, she never gets in front of the camera. So to find a picture of her is really difficult. I did manage to come up with some, but it's an incredible thing. She takes pictures of stuff that food. She makes me hungry on when she posts pictures like this. Like, who doesn't want to eat that? Is that it's just delectable. And then her perspective on motorcycles, and then look at that life in the rearview mirror. And she took my favorite riding shot, one of my favorite pictures of me ever riding. Like, look at that. She even makes me look good, so I'm not gonna complain. And it's good to have her as a friend. Did get her in. We got her in the group wrap shot at Rough Boys, so she's right there in the bottom row, right there with Miss Gypsy, because she didn't want to get in there either. Dave Nichols, but there's one of her. We have a group shot of her in Dallas. We did get one of theirs too. So like, look, she's so beautiful. I absolutely love her. I adore her. She is part of my heart. And then she has one of the coolest jobs that. Oh, I got us in Dallas. I actually found that one on my phone. That's me and her. And we were shooting, and the movie was. It was an exceptionally wonderful time. She also takes photos at incredible places. She does the Gentleman's Race. She's done Cannonball. She does David Mann Chopper Fest. There's her with, I believe, Jackie Mann and Harry. And then she gets to go like Easy Riders Rodeos and take photos. Like, look at that. I mean, and she's just fantastic. She captures the moment. It makes you feel like you're right there. Or the food, like you want to eat it for sure. So tonight we're going to bring in our wonderful, lovely, beautiful friend and guest, Miss Felicia Morgan. Let's get her in here. Hi, beautiful. Oh my God. Are you cold?
It got to 59 in the desert, dude. That's cold.
That's how I look. That's how I look when it's in the 50s. They're like, you want to go ride? And I'm like, yeah, look, where's my snowmobile suit? I have one. I do have one. And it's specifically for that. It's too funny. How are you?
Freaking cold. Like I said. But I'm doing great. Doing really good. I feel really honored to get to hang with you. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We're gonna have to do it in person. We're due for our summer road trip. I know it's coming up here. We're gonna get to it. We've both had whoop-de-doos here and there throughout the year. So now, a lot of people who don't know Miss Felicia, I don't know. I have to say, I never even knew you owned a car, like, ever. And I don't think for a long time you didn't own a car, right?
I haven't owned a car since 2004. I still don't own a car.
I love that. See, and before that, you only owned a car because you had kids and things you had to do, right? I'm sure.
Yeah. I was a citizen, but I've always had a motorcycle.
Yes.
But I actually did have four wheels for a while, and
you ever keep track of the miles that you've put on a motorcycle?
I'm wishing I had.
It's got to be over 1 million.
Well, I don't know if it's that many, but it's certainly over 500 grand. I mean, it's it's more.
So you're working on the million, right?
I'm just now learning to, keep track of things like that. I've made it through all the lower 48. The only state left is Alaska, so I'm,
that's an
doing those kinds of milestones.
I have done Alaska, and it is phenomenal. There's nothing like it at all. The Alcan, I rode from Fairbanks all the way back to the southernmost to Key West, but we did the Alcan from Fairbanks all the way to Dawson's Creek, Canada. Wow, we had to put the bikes on a ferry, on a train to get to a ferry to get to Valdez because there were no roads. It was crazy. And then some of the roads there that they put, they mark it as highway. Mm-hmm. It's gravel like that deep, and it's like the gravel and the logging roads. So you got to take the interstates. It's pretty cool. But the wildlife and the scenery is just, for you, it would be the perfect trip because you would capture it through your lens in so many facets. It would just be ridiculous, from the people to the animals to the landscape. Yeah. You'd probably be able to do a book on that, make people wish they'd go to Alaska regularly. I'm sure you could be their biggest captor there. I love your pictures. You can't tell, right?
So thank you so much.
So
I appreciate that.
What have you been up to? You did Sturgis, right?
Yep. Yep, did Sturgis, came back. Right now I'm cogitating kind of maybe doing Mexico. I'm not sure. I'm just now getting the beast back, after breaking my back and all that.
Yes.
So just starting to do all that again. And I think that would be an incredibly cool thing. But it's in like another week and a half, 2 weeks. So
we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? That's it.
Yeah, but then I definitely am going to make Ventura for the Chopper Fest.
Nice.
That'll be mid-December. I'm really jazzed about that.
Yeah, that's an awesome event. And then you get to see Jennifer and Miss Jackie, and wow, that's something cool. If anybody's never been to the David Mann Chopper Fest, I have not yet, but I've lived it vicariously through my friends because I'm lucky to have that. Go, don't miss out. I'm lucky to have David Mann art and stuff like that. And so
incredible bikes.
It's incredible. And just the show itself, it's just the people that come out too. It's a whole it's where we come from. When I say that, you wouldn't really get that unless you go there, but you get that feeling. And when you get that feeling, you understand where we come from. Like, it was different back then. Yeah. Very good.
And it's not on the beach. It's on the same beach that David and Jackie got married on. Oh. So that makes it even more incredible. Oh. And it's for the memorial when he passed. So there's a continuum that makes it really precious.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her one time to be on the show because she's fantastic. Oh, I think it would be amazing because I have some art that isn't motorcycle art that she sent me of his, some prints and stuff back in the day. And I would love to talk about his work and his perspective because he was just talented, incredible, compassionate. He was an incredible person, human being too. So
she still lives in their house.
I know.
His studio and his whole everything all set up, his bedroom just though it was. I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, that's true love. That is true love. There's no doubt about that.
She'd be a great guest too. She's very, very cool. Very interesting.
Definitely. We've had conversations, and I would appreciate to do that. So I will reach out to her for sure. I do have her email too, so that's cool. So you did the gentleman's race, right?
I did it the one time that they took it to California.
Right.
And they had this huge storm came in and the waves wiped out the whole beach. It got canceled. It was such a bummer, but it was still incredibly cool.
That's cool. And that was all cars, right? Was all automobiles?
No, there were bikes.
There were bikes too?
Yeah, there were lots of bikes, and there were a couple of guys from the Cannonball, and but like I said, it didn't last too long. All the stanchions they had set up, everything, their whole network that they had established, the ocean just picked it up and moved it over there.
Oh man, that's crazy. And I live in Florida, so I totally understand that. I get that. And that's where we met, was on the first Cannonball. That was one of my favorite memories because it was like we had the cool chick crew going on for sure, between Chris and Laura and Toast and you. And I mean, we definitely enjoyed ourselves, but you took amazing pictures of all that. And you did that for quite a few years, right?
I did. I did that till, let's see, I think the last one was 2018.
2018?
Yeah.
And you were in on the ground floor, so you knew Lonnie back. He's passed now, and Jason has picked up everything that's gone on. But you got the opportunity to get to know Lonnie really well because you guys traveled and did that every year consecutively for like 8 straight years.
Yeah, and just for a little connection there, Keith Ball is who introduced me to Lonnie in the first place. So.
There you go. See, Bandit, this show's all about you. You just have to come and be on the show. I can't wait. I'm building up the courage. I keep hoping maybe he watches or something because I want to reach out. But, he was growing up. So I remember the first time I saw him at Cincinnati V-Twin Expo, and I just stood there. Don's like, go introduce yourself. I'm like, that's Bandit. And he's like, go introduce yourself. And I went over and I'm like, Mr. Bandit. And I'm looking up because he's like 20 feet tall. And he's like, how are you today? And I was just like, I was speechless. And you know me, I can talk for hours and days and weeks and months. I couldn't say a damn word. I just turned red. I was blushing like, It's funny. Then we got to know each other. And, of course, he's super cool. I adore him. That's cool that he introduced you and Lonnie. That is neat. That's fitting.
Yeah.
So, and did your company arrive? Did he come over for dinner? Is he there?
Oh, yeah. He came. He said to tell you hello.
Hello. So
yeah.
he's not getting on camera. Okay, after I'll holler at him after when we're done with the show, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, so you're doing the Chopper Fest. Anything else on your future agenda that we can plug shamelessly?
Well, the Panhead reunion, the 75th anniversary of the Panhead, is happening in June. So I'm going to be there for that back in Milwaukee. And Greg, Lou, and Tom are both going to be getting that together. They're the ones that did it for the 70th, and it was a lot of fun. So that's going to be a really cool deal. I'm excited about that.
That's exciting.
And I'm going to be working with the Great Race. I'm sure you probably haven't heard of that, or you have.
The Great Race. I've heard of that.
Okay, yeah. They've been around for, I don't know, over 40 years. They've been doing this cool old car thing, and they had some old bikes, and then they've discontinued them, and this time they're going to have old bikes again.
Okay. And what's the premise of that? What are they doing?
They're going to be riding from Florida to Colorado.
Oh, that's a nice ride.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool trip, and it's a great organization. I really love hanging with those guys, and there's some really great cars, and they have a great route. So I've worked with them for the last couple of years, and I get to do that next year, and hopefully, if all goes well, in 24, I'll be doing all their photos for them.
Very nice. And you're doing photos and stuff for Easy Riders too, correct?
Yep. Really excited. I have 2 columns with them, and then once in a while they let me cover some stuff. And so for the January issue, I'm going to be doing the Easy Riders Rodeo, and I had never been to one, and it was the most incredibly cool, fun thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you been to the rodeos?
Never. I've only dreamt about it. So yes. And if you're going, that just gives me a reason to show up. So not that, I didn't have a reason before, but yeah.
I was in Ohio for this last one, and I don't know what they're going to be doing for next year, but I'm hoping to be there for that too.
That's exciting. I can't wait because I will definitely come and harass you for sure. Definitely.
Cool.
I love that. So, okay. And then what other kind of things do you have going on? Like, I'm pretty sure last time we talked, you were taking your mom somewhere to hang out with a bunch of silly ladies or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's intriguing. You have to tell me, what wasn't that recently?
My mother decided that she has a widows group at her church, and she thought it would be cool if I came. And they've not had guest speakers before, but she wanted me to come and speak to them during their luncheon. And I was like, okay. So I told my daughter what I was doing, and I made up individual packets, for each lady. And I included, I make greeting cards. So I did some nice little cards, and I did a copy of Easy Riders magazine and like a printout of my first column that told a lot about myself. And my daughter went, you're Easy Riders, really, Mom? I'm not sure that's a good idea. And I was like, no, I think it's kind of cool. Who knows? Maybe their kids will get into the magazine. She was like, oh my God. So I took a copy to my mom and said, give it a read, see what you think. And I took her a real nice, tame one, and she thought that was a wonderful magazine, and that was very nice. And so I got copies for each one of these ladies. I have a picture I should have given you. Oh my God, it cracked me up. Anyway, we went to this nice little, restaurant, and it's all charming. And here sits my mom with this Easy Riders magazine in front of this whole group of ladies. It worked out. It was pretty cool. But I asked them each, okay, have you have ridden, or are you familiar with motorcycles? Do you have any experience with motorcycles at all? And one went, she just cracked up, and they were all tee-heeing, and oh my gosh, it was really cute. These ladies are like in their 80s.
Did you line them all up at a table, have them hold the magazine up, and get a whole shot of them? I know you did, because I know you, and I know that's your perspective. Like, that is I love it. That is amazing. And I'm sure our friend Mr. Nichols absolutely can appreciate that, because like, if anybody's going to get that shot, it's going to be you for sure. Definitely.
Well, at the end, we had questions and answers, and 2 of them raised their little hands, and they wanted to know if I went to that big event, that's in South Dakota every year that one of them had heard about. And yes, I do that. And well, my brother-in-law goes there every year, and he rides with the motorcycle club, and he's a chaplain. And I wanted to know if you knew Ray Bevan or whatever his name was. And I was like, well, of course, because there's only, 20 motorcyclists in the whole world, so we would all know each other. I was like, I'm sure I've heard the name.
Fake it till you make it, right? Just make her happy.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. But anyway, they had a good time. Mom said the next time they all had church, everybody talked about how wonderful it was, and they liked the card and the magazine and the whole deal. So, yay.
Yeah, and then any of them that had that way back in the day were always, wish that they could step out and at least try it out. At least they got to look at magazine pictures and remember, strike it. What do they call that? A trigger? Trigger something and remember. Never know. Maybe one of them, some of them might just want to hop in some old guy's sidecar and go for a spin.
Well, I encourage them all to hand them down to their, children, and hopefully we'll pick up a reader or two.
Yeah, back in the day, I love to say that, but Easy Riders was more captivating for the younger generation, especially the boys, because it was filled with boobies. So that was definite. You were getting them. You were getting the young guy riders. They were looking at the boobies and the motorcycles all in one shot, and they were hooked. They were ruined from that point forward. The girls was always the hot biker guys, so, and the motorcycles. So both sides, you ruined them. So I love that I was ruined like that. It was amazing.
I think I was 16, first one I saw. And it was incredible because I knew then I wanted to be those people. Those really cool people that got to ride around and do all this stuff and write about it. How cool was that? So it's come full circle for me.
That is the dream. So recently I did a small thing on the Chicks on 66 ride that we did. And it comes out in the November issue. And it's like, it is, some people I talk to, they don't understand. I'm like, it's a bucket list thing to have a byline in Easy Riders. Like growing up, I had my picture once in the Wind, and I was so excited. It was just my backside. I was like 17, they took Harley Bar and Shield on my pocket. They took a picture of my backside. And that was like, oh, hell yeah. Like I made it to In the Wind. So yeah, that's something, but yeah, you're going to do it. And I think that it's cool that you get to, you followed like Rip and all those people, and you got to see. And I recently found out that Miraculous Mother wasn't a woman. That was kind of funny. I was like, damn, really? Figures. It absolutely figures. He played it off well.
People ask me that all the time.
Yeah, about Miraculous Mother. Rob Swelly Belly says, far out, Felicia Morgan. So he's hollering out and everybody watching. All right, so we're going to get to some questions. So I send them out. Some choose to read them, some don't. They require a little thought sometimes. So we'll start with the easy ones. Dogs or cats?
I love critters, so I love all of them, but I'm pretty much a dog person.
Okay.
Yeah. Cats are cool, but I don't know. I went to take care of my daughter's house while they were gone, and I was left with one each, one dog, one cat, 3 goats, and a passel of ducks. But the cat immediately declared war, went and sat up on the top of the refrigerator. I'd get up in the morning, hi, how are you? And it was like, oh my God. Okay. And
I read that in your post. You had some other critters you were taking care of too.
Yeah. Everybody else was all cool, but the cat was like, oh, hell no. So I was like, yeah, even the dog was going, what's with her? I don't know. I'm here. Eat your kibble. We're good. So he hung out with me, and the cat was, the cat. So.
The cat, right.
But then I go to friends' places, and they've got great cats, So I think it just depends on if their mom and dad are around. I'm sure that if I was left with a house full of cats, they wouldn't like me either.
Right. I'm not. I had cats, but they were always like they go in and out of the screen. They were always tomcats. And we had a boa constrictor one time, and I swore that the cat was eaten by the boa constrictor because he disappeared. And 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant, and I swore that snake ate the damn because it was full anyways. It had eaten a couple of rats or whatever, but they said no, it would eat the cat. And then right after I had my son, that stupid cat came home, and then people explained to me that tomcats, when women are pregnant, they will go away if they're just regular alley cats, and they'll come back later. So they just avoid it.
Okay.
Smart cat, right?
Yeah. I'm a low drama cat. See you later, chick.
Yeah, see you later, right? Yeah, I just laid on the floor sick for 42 weeks, so there wasn't much there. Okay, apples or oranges?
It depends on the season. Here, lots and lots of citrus. Oranges are great in the winter. Apples, fall time. Sorry, I like them both.
I like that. Have you had prickly pear? Do you like that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That has really good stuff. That's really good for you, supposedly. But we don't. You have to buy them in the market here. But there, I heard they grow everywhere.
Yep, I can go right around the corner and be attacked by them. Thank you.
That's nice. Hotel or camping?
I like them both. Depends on the situation.
Right.
After 2 days of spoiled by a hot shower and a nice soft bed, but just went on a camping trip and enjoyed the hell out of it.
So both. That's cool.
Yep. I'm good with it.
Slow, fast, or faster?
Faster, 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 always. My
good.
bike likes it levels out really nice at 100 miles an hour, and you don't even realize it when you're 112. I love that bike.
Gotta love her. That bike's been with you a long time too.
Yep.
The beast.
We've been through some crap. First bike I bought brand new, 3 miles on it. So.
I love it. Sunshine or moonshine?
How about moonshine in the sunshine?
Kevin Baxter, that was the response I got from him. You guys could party during the day all day long now because you two are like-minded. That's funny. That is too funny. Yes, and I like that. Sunshine. Moonshine in the sunshine. It's good. So then how long have you been riding?
Next year will be 50 years.
Hot damn.
I know. I'm old.
You're still a sexy mama. Oh, my God. They fawn all over you. They see you on that motorcycle, and it's like, ooh. Look at that hot mama. I know because I've watched them do it. So how long have you been taking pictures of motorcycles and motorcycle events?
Actually, that'd be the same amount of time. Okay. At least at events, though, I didn't start shooting professionally until 2004.
Really?
But I've always shot bikes. Yeah.
Right. And you wrote for like Thunder Roads and stuff like that. You did. I mean, Thunder Press. Didn't you write for Thunder Press for some time? And you've done other stuff like that too.
Just about every motorcycle publication other than I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. Pretty much most of them.
Pretty much most. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. Well, in our business, you can't work for just one. You've got to work for a whole lot in order to still get down the road. So.
And pay the bills, right? Yeah, because it's piecework. If people don't understand, you're not on salary. It's not like you're part of the staff. It's piecework. You get paid by what you do. So
yeah, and a lot don't ever pay you either. So you've got to keep that rotation going.
Right? Exactly. So then, favorite rides. What's your favorite motorcycle to ride, and what's your favorite route to ride?
I like old bikes, and so my favorite bike that I've ridden on was just as a passenger was a 1912 HD. So that was pretty fun. But Chris Simmons keeps telling me she's going to let me ride her bike someday. And there's another cannonballer that said he would too. So maybe someday. But right now, my favorite ride is my bike, obviously. And in terms of routes, I think the first Cannonball route.
That was amazing.
It was incredible. That whole experience was incredible. But, in all honesty, just about any back road suits me pretty well. So, yeah. Although I had a great time on the Alps. I liked the Italian Alps. That was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
You've ridden
nothing to complain about at all.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I bet there's some really good pictures I'll get to see from that one. Took a lot of photos.
Yeah.
Now, you have a place where you put up all your photos at all?
No.
Not yet?
It's kind of weird because I always, I was sorting them out between which magazine article they would go in and all that kind of stuff. And so now it's been long enough I can go back through and do something new with them.
Yeah, you take really good pictures, really good photos. I love your pictures. So then, okay, what is your absolute favorite song?
I've got a pretty diversified musical taste, but when I first hit the road, by myself, put everything in storage and took off. I used to ride around screaming, "I Got a Brand New Key" by Melanie from 1970.
Oh, for your roller skate, right? I love that song. Don laughs at me. I sing along in the car because I have the old 70s channel on the Sirius radio. And it'll come on, I sing along, and he's like, you know the words to all those songs. I'm like, but growing up, that was like I got a key. Oh my God.
That was kind of my freedom song,
Brand new pair of roller skates. Yeah, yes, that is a great song. See, that brought back memories. I'll be singing that all night tonight. I'll probably wake up in the middle of the night and start singing that. That's pretty funny. Okay, so who is your childhood hero and why?
My Uncle Dan.
Uncle Dan.
He taught me all the cool stuff, and how to ski and swim and all the really cool stuff. And he was a really precious guy. But mostly, I remember him patting me on the head one time and telling me I was a smart cookie. Every little kid needs to hear they're a smart cookie.
Yes, I agree with that for sure. That's cool, Uncle Dan. I like that. So, who is your motorcycle hero and why?
Lonnie Isom Jr. And not just because of the cannonball. He did a really great thing for our sport and the industry and antiques and all of that, but because he was such an incredible human being. He was just a really genuinely nice guy.
Big and a great smile, always happy. I watched shit happen that would have made most people go off the rail, and he would just smile, breathe, and move forward, and just do what he could, do his best, and always with a smile, always a kind nature, never a cross word. I don't think I ever even heard him swear, ever.
Oh yeah, he would swear, and in the midst of his frustration, and he's like, "Oh my God," I could always make him laugh, and so that was the most fun, was being able to make each other crack up.
That's funny.
I like that.
And again, like you said, what he did for the motorcycle, especially the antique motorcycle culture, and bringing it forward and showing people that, they are worth digging out of the barn and doing something with, and they can make it. And it's not just stories that you see in books, that's what they really did back in the early 1900s, and people just can't fathom it. But wow, 120 years, we're coming up on there. Wow, next year, that's going to be a hell of a party in Milwaukee. Wow.
Yep. He gave old bikes their lives back.
He did.
That's a pretty incredible thing.
That's a hell of a legacy to leave behind too. Like that's an incredible thing to say. Like, I have to agree with that. That is, truer words have never been spoken. That is super cool. He's looking down on us. He's liking that you said that, for sure. I know you carry him with you all the time, so I know that because he's always in your heart because he was special. So,
well, I inherited his phone, so
you did?
I have this incredible phone that tells me not jokes in the middle of the night. It does all kinds of weird stuff. It's pretty amazing. I'll be in the middle of a business conversation, and all of a sudden, there's no music on this phone. Some song will start playing, or else he'll disconnect me, and some song will come. I mean, it's all that cool stuff. So yeah,
that's cool.
He's with me a lot.
Some people be weirded out by that, but I think that's super cool. It's nice to have that.
Too bad for them if they're weirded out.
That's
they're
right.
missing a lot of good stuff.
They're missing out on a lot of good shit. That's right. Okay, so this one's hard to pick just one, so I let everybody pick two. What are your two most cherished motorcycle memories?
Probably, the motorcycle cannonball, the first one, was incredible, and got to meet a lot of people, etc. And the trip to Europe to get to ride the Alps. Went through 5 countries of Alps, and that was pretty amazing for me.
Now, you put the bikes on a boat and shipped them over?
Nope. I had a friend there that invited me over, and when we got there, they had a bike for me, and we just rode through 5 countries and had a great time. Wow. And then I got back on a plane and landed in New York and almost missed the cannonball because I got stuck in the airport, and but it was pretty cool. Oh no, wait! You know what? Russia was incredible too.
I was going to ask you about that because you also went to Russia.
Yeah.
Right? You went with Charlie, and anywhere you go with Charlie's amazing. But I couldn't even imagine.
It was pretty incredible, and our host and I ended up racing through the streets of downtown Moscow at night one night. We had the best time. He told me I could come back and ride with him anytime, so that was pretty neat.
That's neat. That's super neat. I love that. Yeah. So very good. Okay. Then the next one is if money didn't matter and you could take a road trip on your motorcycle anywhere, where would that be and with who?
Alaska. That's the one I'm dying to do still. And I used to wanted to do it by myself, but I don't know anymore. I always ride by myself.
Well, we know you'll take Lonnie with you because he's always with you, but
Yes.
is there another
Yes.
person like,
That's a constant. A breathing person? I don't know.
Okay. Well, I can speak for myself and Miss Gypsy. When you're ready, you just tell both of us because we'll ride with you. We will have so much fun. That just
that would be way cool.
That would be very cool. And it's cool in Fairbanks when you get there. Like, remember that show in the 80s, Northern Exposure, where the caribou walked all through the town?
Yep.
It's really like that there. It is literally like that. It is
ridiculous. I have no desire to be bear scat. That is the one caveat for me is I just don't want to get munched in the night,
We went to one campground and they thought it was funny. The boys thought it was funny. I went to the shower and they left peanut trail to my tent. And like 5 miles up the road, I had seen a bear sitting in the water scooping fish, and it was taller than me sitting down. So I wasn't real happy. And I asked the lady in the, it was like a campground. And I went into the office and I said, they're being assholes out there. I saw a bear. What do I do? Like, and you read all kinds of stuff. And she hands me this fire extinguisher looking thing. And she says, here, have that. It's bear spray. And I'm like, bear spray? She goes, yeah, it's like pepper spray. I handed it back. I said, I do not want to piss off a bear. I'm okay. Never mind. And I went and I got my tent. And outside of the campground, there was a 2-lane road with big tractor trailers going up and down. And there was probably a spot like 10 foot of, just shoulder. And I went and I put my tent out there. And everybody's freaking out. And they're like, oh my God, you can't sleep out there. You'll get run over by a tractor trailer. I said, that is way quicker and easier than getting eaten by a bear. And I slept there that night. And then the next night, somebody said, you didn't sleep very good. You could stay in the other bed in our room. And I was like, okay, cool. I will. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, everything up there is bear attacks. They give you books about bear attacks and things like that. Like it's very, there's that. But they're less common, like actually traveling than you see as long as you have reliable transportation. Break you down would not be a picnic there. And then you have to plan your gas stops, and you have to go with a backup trailer because there are some places now the fuel range on bikes, that was in the 90s when I went, late 90s. So
we've got paved roads now.
And we get farther range on some of the larger bikes too. So you can
we've got a little over a 6-gallon tank. So
and you would just enjoy the shit out of that. The pipeline, the Alaskan pipeline, to see it, and and then I was in Anchorage. And in the park, the guy was feeding the birds. And I was like, what kind of birds are those? Big red birds. He's like, you never seen a red eagle? And they had 6 foot, but they were like pigeons in this park. And you don't see anything like that. And you can ride with greenery and snow-capped mountains. It is phenomenal. I want to see that through your lens for sure.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Definitely.
The battery's going to die here shortly, so I just want to disappear.
It's okay. So next, you get to tell us something good about yourself that others might not know.
Yeah. I didn't see that on your list. What the hell?
It's on there. It's in that last paragraph.
I don't know.
It's the fine print.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't. This one has thrown me for a loop. I don't know.
Well, I can tell other people something that they might not know about you. It is that you are an absolute hoot, and you will get down for a bar brawl if it comes to it. Because we were in a bar in Alabama, and 2 young boys thought they were going to test us. Boy, I stood up, she stood up, and they sat down. They were like, no, we're not going there. So I know that not only are you a smart cookie, you're a tough cookie too. So that's something a lot of people might not know. But I'd brawl my way out of any bar with you anytime, forever. Okay, so then you get to share with us your 5 good things.
Okay, well, that's really easy. My good thing, I guess, or what I'm grateful for is I'm taking this. But number one is that I'm back on my bike. That has been a long, miserable experience.
Yeah, because you broke your back and you were out of commission for a while, right?
That I feel really blessed for my job. I love my job. It's like there's nothing more suited for me than to get to run around and share everybody else's experience and take pictures. And so I feel really excited about that. And that I've had such great experiences because of my job, but because of a whole lot of other things too. I've been really lucky in my travels. You know, I was on the road for a long time. I didn't have a home, which was perfect. The bike was my home, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people and have some really incredible experiences. So I'm real grateful for that. That I've had such a great opportunity to make so many friends, and I really count myself as blessed. And for you, my dear.
I love you.
I just feel really grateful to have you in my life, and I'm thankful that you let me come and share some time with you.
Oh, please, I love you. You know, you're part of my heart. Like, you know, we have our little tribe, and we have our thing that we do, but we all really meld really well together. And I love and adore you. And I admire your work. It's incredible the way you capture someone's immediate attention through your camera lens, and it speaks volumes. And if anybody doesn't know, if they go on Facebook and you type in Felicia Morgan, you know, and you get to her page and you get to follow or look at any of the photos, like I showed the food, the capris, I was like, oh, I see that when you post food pictures and the way you take the pictures, I'm just like, okay, I'm hungry. I wasn't going to eat anything.
See, I grew that. That's why that was even more.
Grew the tomatoes, right? And the
basil. So that's part of the whole COVID experience, is getting stuck in one spot. So I got myself busy making friends with the wildlife.
Oh, I love it. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with us. I will talk to you soon. And yeah, I hear a summer trip coming.
Yep. Thank you. And hi, Rob. Sorry I didn't say that earlier.
Oh, yeah. Rob Swelly Belly. Everybody watching tonight, we love you, Miss Felicia. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.
Good night. Love you all.
All right. Love you. All right. How awesome. She is an incredible photographer, but an incredible human being. And fun. Boy, she's one of the funnest roomies to be around. Like I said, she'll stand right there with you, too. Toe to toe. Oh, that's too funny. Okay, so I get to give you my 5 good things tonight. And here we go. My incredible family. My hubby. My 3 kids. My 3 kids' spouses. And my 1 perfect grandchild. The joy that they fill me with. And my ability to appreciate them. Because sometimes you miss out on shit because the world gets you and captures you. And you don't take the time. Make the time. I'm grateful that I can do that. Number 2 is my motorcycle life and everybody in it. As you can tell, I have incredible friends. I have incredible people that I'm around that I get to say are my colleagues and my friends and my family, and wonderful fans who are super cool. Reach out to me, send me things. I understand how Barry Wardlaw feels when they send things to Accurate Engineering. I've been getting some cool stuff in the fan mail. It's pretty neat, little trinkets and things. I'll show some of them pretty soon. Number 3, the beautiful spirit that I have in the face of extreme adversity. Life will throw you some shit, and you have to have a good spirit and just be happy and know that whatever you believe in, it's going to get you through, you know. And that's my number 4, my awareness of the spiritual presence that continually carries me when I feel it's hard to move forward. You know, however you want to say it, footprints or whatever your true spiritual connection is. Everyone has theirs, and you're entitled to it, and no one should ever disrespect that about you. And they should appreciate being able to have that difference. But if you can acknowledge that the presence is necessary, faith, hope, kindness, forgiveness, compassion, all those things, it helps you move forward. Because again, the world throws shit at you, and you can be miserable or not. It really is your choice. And then of course, 5 is being right here, right now, doing this little show with you guys, having wonderful guests. So I'm really good about that. And tonight's afterthought, you guys are going to love this because I went off the chain with this one. I didn't even care because it's the mood that I'm in. And wait, it is Athena After Dark. It's my show. I'm allowed to do that. I get notes. I get notes from the producer. Thing one day to me notes. And now listen, the note comes from Craft Services, which is my wonderful husband, Don. I can smell the beef stroganoff cooking. Yes, we eat like snacks at like 7, and then after the show, he feeds us. We're up all night because we digest all these heavy meals. It's a long story. Let's see what the note says. The guy who says, oh, his name is Miles. Not I love my notes. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm ready for my afterthought. Is everyone old enough to remember seeing the movie Risky Business in the theater? Most everybody who didn't has seen it. Tonight's afterthought is a movie quote that not only transcends time, but also makes sense in my life right now. So I'm just going to share it. Ready? Here it goes. Okay, so there's a scene in the movie. Tom Cruise, is talking to his buddy, Miles, and they're in a heated conversation about young life dilemmas. Kyle says it perfectly. Okay, ready? Say what the fuck. All right? Make your move. He says it to him. They're talking about girls and chicks and whatever. So, okay. Every now and then, this is what he says verbatim. Every now and then, you just got to say what the fuck. What the fuck gives you freedom? What the fuck? Freedom brings opportunity. Opportunity makes your future. He tells them, tomorrow you got the place to yourself. What the fuck? If you can't say it, you can't do it. Now, these young boys were contemplating chicks and how to maneuver through teenage angst. However, this applies to alternate instances, other alternative measures, that still applies. So life's recently been throwing shit at me that seems a bit ridiculous in the grand scheme of things. So I'm just going to say, what the fuck? I'll take the freedom and opportunity that comes from what the fuck. And don't forget, smile big with your heart, not for one person or any group. Do it for you. Remember to be kind and yourself and to others because it matters. And today, just say what the fuck. It's okay. And then shake it off. And tomorrow's a new day. And smile and be happy. Tell yourself 5 positive, good things. And remember, you are someone to others, and others are someone to you. Share the love, share the positivity, and chop her on. I'll see you next week. We have another phenomenal guest. All right, chop her on, everybody. Love, much love. See you next week, 10 p.m.